Hello everyone, welcome to Helm of Science. So as you all know that JEE Main 2021 20th July Shift 1 just happened few hours before. So here these are some of the memory-based solutions that will help you to understand the concepts and you can practice these sums for a better understanding of your concepts. Okay, so let's get started with the question. So first question is given, it is given an expression that is 4 to the power 1 by 4 plus 5 to the power 1 by 6 whole to the power 120. In this expression, the total number of integral terms. So it is given 4 to the power 1 by 4 plus 5 to the power 1 by 6 whole to the power 120. Okay, so at first we write this in a reduced form, that is it is 2 to the power 1 by 2 plus 5 to the power 1 by 6 to the power 120. Okay, then we write a general term, that is the TR plus 1 term. So what we write, 120 CR, that means NCR into, it is 2 to the power 1 by 2 is there, so I will write 120 minus R by 2 into, this is y to the power R, that means 5 to the power R by 6. Okay, so this is a general term. Now if this has to be integer, that means the total number of if we want to find the total number of integral terms, that means what, the power should be integers. Okay, so for that this will be actually what, this is 60 minus R by 2 and here this is R by 6. So if it has to be integers, so R must be divisible by 2 and here R must be divisible by 6. So I can write that R must be divisible by 2 and 6. Okay, so if R is divisible by 2 and 6, so we can take the LCM of 2 and 6. Okay, so LCM of 2 and 6 is what, it is 6. So we can say that R must be, if it has to be integers, so R must be divisible by 6. Okay, divisible by 6. So here the power given is 120. So what values R can take? R can take, if it's 0, so R can take from 0, 0, then 6, then 12, then 18, then 24, this up to, it is up to 120, so it is 120. So in this from 0 to 120, that means what, it is actually what, it is 6 into 0, this is actually what, 6 into 1. Now in this, if it's continuous, the last term it is what, 6 into 20. So here you can see that means here 6 into 1 to 6 into 20, there are 20 terms. Okay, and there has to be another term, that is 6 into 0, so this is also another term. So the total number of integral terms, that is what, this is what, 20, and this is what, 1. So total number of integral terms is what, 20 plus 1, that is 21. So this is our answer. So the total number of integral terms in this expression, in this expansion you can write, or expression you can write, is actually what, 21. Okay, total number of integral terms. Okay, if we expand this, so there will be 21 integral terms. Okay, this is the answer. Now we come to the next question. What is given? It is given that tangent and normal are drawn to y squared equal to 2x at point A, that is 2 comma 2. Tangent cuts x-axis at t and the normal cuts parabola again at p. So at first we draw a parabola, that is y squared equal to 2x. That means it is the form of actually what, it is given, that is y squared equal to 2x. Now if we compare this with y equal to, that means y squared equal to 4x, so a will be what, a will be 1 by 2. Okay, so a will be 1 by 2. Now if you draw the parabola, that is, it will look like this also. Okay, so this will the parabola, so this y squared equal to 2x. Okay, now it is given that the tangent and normal are drawn to this parabola at a point 2 comma 2. That means at point A, suppose this is the point A, that is 2 comma 2. Here tangent and normal both are drawn. So tangent, I am drawing this one as, suppose this one. or you can draw in this way also. Okay, just an arbitrary drawing. So here this is a tangent is drawn. Just a minute. Okay, now this is perfect. So this is a tangent at this point draw. It is cutting the x-axis at the point T, and the normal cuts the parabola again. So here the tangent is once cutting the parabola at 2, 2. Again, the normal is cutting the parabola again at point P. Suppose normal means this point is cutting, suppose this point, at this point P. Okay, at point P, this normal is cutting this parabola. So you have to find the area of ATP. Suppose if I join this one, that is, we have to find this triangle area, that is area of this triangle, that is ATP is formed. Okay. So for that, what we have to do, we have to just find out all the 3 points. Here A is the coordinates of A is given 2, 2. We have to find the coordinates of T, and we have to find the coordinates of P. So as you can see, the graph is, that is the curve is given y square equal to 2x. Now if we differentiate this one, suppose this is 1, on differentiating what we get, this 2y into dx of y is equal to, this will be 2. Therefore 2 cancel. So dx of y will be what? Dx of y will be 1 by y. Now we have to find the slope of the tangent at this particular point, 2, 2. So what we do? So here we will find dx of y at point A, that is 2, 2. So it will be what? 1 by 2. Now this tangent, the slope of this tangent is, we have got, that is 1 by 2. Okay, this is the slope of the tangent. Here slope of the tangent and slope of the curve at 2, 2 is same. So this is the slope of the tangent. Okay, this is the slope of the tangent, and you can see this tangent is passing through also the point 2, 2. So we can write down the equation, that is equation of tangent. Equation of tangent will be what? Y minus 2, that is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. So from this we will get 2y is equal to x plus 2. Okay, now this coordinates of T we have to find out. Now for T, the coordinate, that means the ordinate should be 0. Why? Because it is touching the x-axis, no? So if it's touching the x-axis, therefore y coordinate, that means the ordinate, it will be 0. So if we put here y equal to 0, so it is actually what? X equal to minus 2. So we have find out the coordinates of T, that is minus 2, 0. Okay. So we have got A, we have got T. Now we have to find out the equation of this. That means we have to find out the coordinate of this P. Okay. So how can we find out? Now, if you see carefully this point, we know the parametric form of parabola. How we write parametric form? If a point is lying on the parabola, then parametric form is what? It is AT square, 2AT. So here you can see, if we compare these two, we have found out that A equal to half. So we can write that 2 is equal to 2 into 80. So that means what? 2 into 1 by 2. We know that A is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, we got that T is equal to 2. Okay, we got T equal to 2. Now, we all know that if is normal, it's given that the normal cuts the parabola again at P. So if it again cuts this parabola at point P, so parametric form of this will be what? T, that means we write the parametric form, that is in terms of T, we write T minus 2 by T. We write it in this way. So what is the value of T for this point P? So T will be 2 minus, that is actually this will be minus T. We write this as minus T comma minus 2 by T. This is a parametric form. So this is minus 2 minus 1, that is minus 3. So for the point P, we have got T equal to minus 3. Okay. So this is also, we can consider another point on the parabola, that is we can write AT square, 2AT. So for the point P, we can write for the point P, suppose 80 square comma 280, or you can write it in this way also. Suppose we have considered here T, so we can consider here this as suppose T dash. Okay, so this is T dash. So this is 8 T square dash or 80 280 dash. Okay, so here what we do, right? That is the coordinates of P will be A is half into, now T square means what? Minus 3 square, and this is T into, that is 2 into half into minus 3. So the coordinates of P will be 9 by 2 comma minus 3. So you have got the equation, that means that we have got the coordinates of the 3 points, that is A, T and P. So it is 9 by 2 comma minus 3. So if we know the points, so we can easily find out the area by determinant form. So we know that area of triangle ATP will be what? Mod of half of this determinant sign. This is x1, x2, x3. So here x1, x2, x3 means what? 2 minus 2 and 9 by 2. Okay. Next y1, y2, y3. This one. And in last column it's 1, 1, 1. Okay. So this will be the area. So if you solve this one, you will get this area as 25 by 2 square unit. So this is our final answer. Okay, just the calculation based and the tangent normal concept. Okay, so this was the second question. Now we come to our third question. So in third question, it is given, find the coefficient of x to the power 256 in this expression that is given 1 minus x to the power 101 into x square plus x plus 1 to the power 100. This is a very interesting question. So it is given that we have to find the coefficient of x to the power 256, x to the power 256 in this given 1 minus x whole to the power 101 into x square plus x plus 1 whole to the power 100. Now it's very interesting. Now suppose 1 minus x, I am just keeping it aside. Now this is actually what? 100. If we just multiply, we will get this one also. Okay, so I'm just separating 1 by 1 minus x with separate. So here this one is what? 100. Now I can write this one as 1 minus x into x square plus x plus 1 whole to the power 1 by 100. Okay, now this is actually what? This is the formula of 1 minus x into x square plus x plus 1. This is actually what? This is a cube minus b cube formula. So I can write this one as 1 minus x cube whole to the power 100. Okay, now if we multiply this one with 1 minus x, so it is 1 minus x cube whole to the power 100 minus this is x into 1 minus x cube whole to the power 100. Okay, now is it possible for us to get the coefficient of x to the power 256 from this expression? Of course not, because here the powers of x we will get, that is x to the power 3, x to the power 6, x to the power 9, suppose. So all these are the multiples of 3, but we have to find out the multiple, that means the power, that means the we have to find the coefficient of x to the power 256, but 256 is not divisible, that means the 3 is not a multiple of 256, or 256 is not divisible by 3. So this is cancelled, this expression will be cancelled. So from this we will not get any coefficient of x to the power 2 by 6. Okay, so we will remove this. Now concentrate on this one, in this one. So here we will get, now we have to find x to the power 2 by 6, the coefficient of x to the power 2 by 6. Now 1x is already here. So if we want to find the coefficient of x to the power 2 by 6, 1x is obviously here present. So you have to find the coefficient of x to the power 255. So 255 is divisible by 3. Okay, so now we have to just find out Now here we have to just find out the coefficient of x to the power 255 from this expression. Then we can multiply another x with this and we will get the x to the power 256 term. Okay. So from this you can say which, that means we have to find the expression, that means we have to find the term containing x to the power 255. Okay. So if 255, so we can write the general term as TR plus 1 equal to 100 CR into 1 into 100 minus R into minus x to the power 3R. So this is actually what, 100 CR into minus x to the power 3R. So if we want to find the expression that is containing x to the power 255, so here we can write that 3R will be equal to 255. So from this R will get 85. Okay. So 256. So this term is actually what, 386 term. So it is 100 C85 into, this is actually what, it is minus x to the power 255. Now another x was there, that means here it was given like this. Okay. So in this term, if you multiply another x, so minus minus plus, so you will get this one. Okay, because the expression was given is this one. So if you want to multiply another x, so we will get this one. Okay, so what is the coefficient of this? This is 100 C85. Now this can be written another way, that is, we know that NCR is equal to NCN minus n. So we can write this one as 100 C 100 minus 85, that is, we can write 100 C15. So this is our final answer. This is the coefficient of x to the power 256 in this expression that is given is 100 C15 or 100 C85. Both are correct. Okay. So this was our third question. This is a simple question, just the application of this one, that is 1 minus x cube. So you have to separate 1 minus x here, and then we have to just make it whole to the power 100, and then we have to convert this a cube minus b cube. Then we have to do this general term, and we will equate this 3r equal to 255. Then we will get this. Okay, the simple sum. Now next we come to another sum that is given. The word examination is given. Then the probability that the M is at the fourth place. So at first we just write this one as this fourth question, examination. Now in examination we have E1, that means we have 1 E, X is also 1, A is 2, M is 1, I is 2, okay, N is 2, that means 2 in numbers, and P is 1, and O. Okay, so these are the terms, that means these are the letters we have. So if we want to just arrange in a simple way, that is total number of arrangements we at first write, that is total number of arrangements, we have to find a probability. So we know that probability means what, that is, if we want to write the event, that is the M is in that fourth place, so we write that let the event be E where the M is at fourth place. So P will be what, NE by NS, we know, where NS is the total number of arrangements. So at first we find that total number of arrangements will be what. Now see here, how many letters are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So 11 letters, that means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, so 11 letters. So total number of arrangements will be what, 11 factorial by how many letters are repeated? This is 1, this is 1, and this is 1. So 2 factorial, that means 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So this will be the total number of arrangements. Now it is given that E be the event where M is at the fourth place. M is at the fourth place. So we fix this m at the fourth place. Okay, so we fix this m at the fourth place. So the remaining letters are what? So how many letters are remaining? It is 10. Now if m is just fixed at the fourth position, now the left, that means the digits, sorry, here the letters that are remaining. So how many letters? That is 10. So these 10 letters will arrange among themselves in what? Now we can write this one as, if m is fixed in fourth place, so letters remaining is what? 11 minus 1, that is equal to 10. Now in these 10 letters, again this a is repeated twice, n is repeated twice, and I is repeated twice. So if m is fixed at the fourth place, now the 10 letters can arrange among themselves in what? So new arrangement, that is the, we can write ne. Now this was our ns. Okay, now ne will be what? It will be 10 factorial by a is twice, n is twice, and I is twice. So this is our ne. So probability is simple. So if you want to find the probability of this event E, so it is what? Ne by ns. Ne by ns means 10 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 2 factorial by, we have ns, that is ns is what? It is 11 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So 2 factorial, this and this cancel. So it is actually what? 10 factorial into 11 factorial. Now this one we can write it as 10 factorial by 11 into 10 factorial. So this is cancelled. So this is actually what? 1 by 11. So this is the answer. This is the required answer. So the probability of this given word examination such that this m is at the fourth place, the probability is 1 by 11. So this is the answer. Okay. Now we come to the fifth question. So here it is given that a, b, c, that is, these are vectors. So a, b, c are mutually perpendicular unit vectors equally inclined to this a plus, that means a vector plus b vector plus c vector at an angle theta. Then we have to find the that is 36 into cos square 2 theta. So how we can find it? This is a very simple question, you can understand. So here given that this is a fifth question. So it is given here that a, b, c, that is, these are vectors. So these are given are mutually perpendicular unit vectors. Okay, so from this word we can very well understand that here a dot b, a vector dot v vector will be what? 0. Obviously these are, since they are mutually perpendicular, so this will be what? 0. C vector into a vector will be what? It will also be 0. Now as it is said that it is unit vector, they are unit vectors, so their magnitude, that is magnitude of a vector equal to magnitude of b vector equal to magnitude of c vector will be equal to 1, as they are unit vectors. Okay, now we can, as they are these perpendicular, mutually perpendicular unit vectors, so we can write now that a vector dot a vector plus b vector plus c vector, this we can write it as mod of a into mod of a plus b plus c into cos theta. Okay, this we can write. Now if we just multiply this one, that is a dot a, so a dot a is what? 1 plus a dot b is what? 0 plus a dot c is what? 0. Now this one, the magnitude of a is what? That is 1. You can write here vector also. So this one is what? So 1 into, now this magnitude of a we know 1. Now as it is said that ABC are mutually perpendicular unit vectors, so we can think this ABC as I, J, and K. Okay, we can write it in this way. So we know that the magnitude of I plus J plus K is √3. So we can write this a plus b plus c as √3 into cos theta. Okay, so from this we can write that cos theta is equal to 1 by √3. Okay, now we come to, now from this we come to the trigonometry portion, that is cos theta we know. So we have to find out 36 into cos square 2 theta. So we can find out cos 2 theta from this. So we square this one. So cos square theta will be 1 by 3. Okay, now we multiply 2 on both sides. So 2 cos square theta is equal to 2 by 3. Now we know that cos 2 theta formula is 2 cos square theta minus 1. Another formula is there, but here we will apply this one. So we subtract 1 from both sides. So 2 cos square theta minus 1 equal to 2 by 3 minus 1. So here this will be what? Cos 2 theta is equal to minus 1 by 3. This will give. So now we have got the all of the information. Now we can just simply put the value and we can final get the answer. So we have to find 36 cos square 2 theta. So it will be what? 36 into minus 1 by 3 whole square. So 36 into 1 by 9. So this is equal to 4. This is the final answer. Okay. So the answer to this question is 4. Okay. Now we come to the next question. It is given that x squared plus 3 to the power 1 by 4x plus root 3 is equal to 0 are alpha and beta. We have to find alpha to the power 96 into alpha to the power 12 minus 1 plus beta to the power 96 plus beta to the power 12 minus 1. Okay, so this is a tricky question. You can understand that the sixth question. So I'm doing this. It is given that x squared plus 3 whole to the power 1 by 4x plus root 3 equal to 0. So from this, if we want to find x by Sridhar-Acharya, that is applying Sridhar-Acharya formula, so we can write it as that here x will be equal to minus b. So here minus b means what? Minus 3 to the power 1 by 4 plus minus root over b square. B square means we can write that 3 to the power 1 by 2 since 1 by 4 whole square. So we can cut this. So minus 4 root 3 by 2. Okay. Now from this you see carefully, very interesting thing. Now this is what 3 to the power minus 1 by 4 plus. Now from this, if we take 1, that means 3 to the power 1 by 2 common. So 1 minus 4 this one. Okay. Now in the next step we can write that x is equal to minus 3 to the power 1 by 4 plus minus. Now if I just take this outside, so it will be what? 3 to the power 1 by 2 whole to the power 1 by 2. So we can write this one as 3 to the power 1 by 4 into. Now this is what? This is 1 minus 4. That means root over of minus 3. Now root over of minus 3 we know from complex number, that is we can write it as root 3i. Okay, we can write this one as like this. So this is actually what? Root 3i. Okay, by 2. Now if I take 3 to the power 1 by 4 common, this is actually what? Minus 1 plus minus root 3i by 2. So you can very well see that the two roots that we have got, that is 3 to the power 1 by 4. Now this is what actually? This is omega and omega square. Once it will be omega and will be omega square. This is plus minus 1 plus minus root 3i by 2. So once it will be omega and otherwise it will be omega square. So we can write that two roots are 3 to the power 1 by 4 omega and another is 3 to the power 1 by 4 omega square. Okay, so this is the trick behind this sum. Okay, so you have to take this 3 to the power 1 by 4 common, then we have to just see that this is actually what? Omega and omega square. Now it is very easy. Now if you just put the value, that means if you consider alpha equal to 3 to the power 1 by 4 omega and beta equal to 3 to the power 1 by 4 omega square. Okay, now if you just simply put the value, that is that is given, that is alpha to the power 96, alpha to the power 96 into alpha to the power 12 minus 1 plus beta to the power 96 into beta to the power 12 minus 1. Now you can see that you know that omega q is what? 1. Okay, so you can simply put this, that is here 3 to the power 1 by 4 into 96 will be what? 3 to the power 24, and this 96 obviously is a multiple of 3. So if it is a multiple of 3, we can write it in form of omega cube to the power something. So omega cube to the power something is obviously 1, because 1 to the power something, that is 1 to the power anything you can write is 1 only. So here it is 1 into, here it is what, 3 to the power 1 by 4 into 12, that is 3 cube into, it is also 12, it is all multiple of 3. So it can be also expressed as omega cube to the power something, so it is also 1 minus 1. Plus this is also the same case, so 3 to the power 24 into 1 into, this is 3 to the power 3 into 1 minus 1, that is it will be what, 3 to the power 24 into 26 plus 3 to the power 24 into 26, that is if you take 3 to the power 24 common, that is 26 plus 26. So our final answer will be 3 to the power 24 into 52. So this is our final answer. It's a very simple sum, but the trick behind this, we have to just decode this one. That is, this is 3 to the power 1 by 4 omega and 3 to the power 1 by 4 omega square. Okay. Now we come to the next question that is given. It is here given that Aij, suppose this is a determinant, suppose it is given that the functions are type. So Aij is 1 when I equal to j. So you have to write the determinant formula. So minus x when mod of I minus j is equal to 1. Very simple. Just see. Now this 2x plus 1 otherwise, that is whatever the case, whatever the case we will get excluding this 2, that will be 2x plus 1. Okay. So if we write a determinant form of this, that is, it is given that no, it is not, it is matrix. So here actually what A is, Aij is a 3 by 3 order matrix. So here I will write that in matrix form, what we will write. See here, it is given that when I is equal to j, it will be 1. So when it is I, A11, A22, A33, that means all the diagonal elements that is having, it will be 1. So 1, 1, 1. Okay. Now when mod of I minus j will be 1, suppose when I minus j or j minus I will be 1. In the case when A23, A32, again A12 and A21. Okay. In that case, I minus j or j minus a will be 1. This is given mod. Mod. Okay. So we write in place of this 1, 2, there's minus 6, and here also minus 6, here also minus 6, and here also minus 6. Okay. Why? Because this is A12, this is A21. Okay. So this is A23, and this is A32. You can understand. This is A21. This is A12. Sorry, this is A12. This is A21. This is A23. This is A32. Okay. So in this case, A minus, that means I minus j is 1 or j minus I is 1. Now otherwise, the other case is 2x plus 1. So write it down. This is 2x plus 1. This is 2x plus 1. Okay. So the matrix we have got this one, that is like this. Okay. This is the matrix. Now if you just expand this one, you will get a cubic form, that is, you will get 4x cube minus 4x square minus 4, that is cubic polynomial. So this is what we will get, that 4x cube minus 4x square minus 4x. Now this is our fx. Why fx? Because it is given that fx is equal to what? Date of a. Date of a means fx we can write in this determinant form. Okay. This was what? This was actually matrix, but we have been given that fx is date of. So we can write this one as like this. Okay, minus x 1. So if you just expand this one, we will get this one. This is our fx. Okay. Now, if we just here we have to find the sum of maximum and minimum values of fx. Now, since it's a cubic polynomial, now in this expression, if we just find the critical points, now in these critical points, one point will be maximum and another point will be minimum. So we find, now we take 4 common. So it is actually what? X cube minus x square minus 4x. Now this is fx. Now to find this maximum minimum, we have to just differentiate this one. So f dash x will be what? 4 will be common. Now this will be 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. Okay, this will be the, sorry, this will be minus x. Okay, so this will be the f dash x. Now from this, if we want to solve this one, this expression, if we middle term this one, that means if we do the middle term, we will get 3 into 3x plus 1 into x minus 1. 1 is obviously a root because you can see that sum of the coefficient is 0. Okay, so 1 will be a root. So this is the expression f dash x. Now in this case, what will be the critical points? Critical points will be minus 1 by 3 and 1. So these will be the critical points. Okay, so among these critical points, one will be maximum, for which this maximum, and another for which it is minimum. So just we have to find the values of f of 1, that is, if we want to find f of 1, it will be what? 4 minus 4 minus 4, that is equal to minus 2. Okay, and if we want to find f of minus 1 by 3, that is will be minus 4 by 27 minus 4 by 9 plus 4 by 3, it will be what? 20 by 27. Now we have to find sum. Sum will be what? Minus 4. This is minimum and this is maximum. So sum. The sum will be what? Minus 4 plus 20 by 27. So this will be minus 108 plus 20 by 27. So our final answer will be minus 88 by 27. So this will be our final answer. Okay. So the required answer for this question will be minus 88 by 27. That is the sum of maximum and minimum values of fx. Okay. So we can write that sum of minimum and maximum values of fx is minus 88 by 27. Okay, so this is the answer. Now this was the question. Now this is the answer. Okay, now we come to our next question. So it is given that it is a question from PNC, that is permutation combination. So it is given that here, from a team of 15 players, 6 bowlers, I think 6 are bowlers, 7 are batsmen, and 2 are wicket keepers. Okay, find the number of ways to form a team of 11 players having at least 4 bowlers, 5 batsmen, and 1 wicket keeper. So actually, in this question, this is a very simple question. So there are actually 15 players. Okay, so among these 15 players, 6 are bowlers. 15 players are there. Among the 6 are bowlers, 7 are batsmen, and 2 are wicket keepers. Okay, 2 are wicket keepers. Now we have to find that the number of ways to form a team of 11 players having at least 4 bowlers. That means we can take bowlers greater than equal to 4. That means we can take 4 bowlers, or we can take more than 4 bowlers. That means we have to take at least 4 bowlers. The minimum number of bowlers that we can take is equal to 4. Since obviously in same case, the minimum number of batsmen we can take, it is 5, and minimum number of wicketkeeper we can take, it is 1. Now you see that if we just take the minimum number of bowler, batsman, and wicketkeeper, it is actually what it is coming as 10 players. So if we find if we just take 4 bowlers, if we take 5 batsmen and 1 wicketkeeper, so total number of players that we are getting, it is 10. So you have to just take 1 extra player. Now 1 extra player we can take from 3 cases. That means we can take 5 bowlers. Okay, now we can take 6 batsmen, or we can take 2 wicket keepers. Now if we want to take that 5 bowlers in place of 4 bowlers, so we have to take 5 batsmen and 1 wicket keeper in that case. In second case, if we want to take 6 batsmen, then we have to take 4 bowlers and 1 wicket keeper. And in another case, we have to take 2 wicket keeper and then we have to take 4 bowlers and 5 batsmen. That is here very interesting. That bowler we can take, it is greater than equal to 4. Now batsman we can take, it is greater than equal to 5, and wicket keeper we can take greater than equal to 1. Okay. Now here, if we just take the minimum number of batsman, bowler and wicket keeper, it is coming as 10 players. So if you take another 1 player from these 3 cases, so first case we are considering case 1. So in case 1, suppose I am taking a bowler extra from this, that means I am taking 5 bowlers from this 6 bowlers. Okay. Now if I am taking 5 bowlers, so it is becoming 11 players. All right. Now it is becoming 11 players. That means in the other cases we will take the minimum number of batsmen and wicket keeper. So it will be 7C5 into 2C1. Okay, this is the first case. In this case, we have taken 5 bowlers. Now case 2. Now in case 2, we are taking 4 bowlers and we are taking 1 wicket keeper. But now we are taking these 6 batsmen. So this is 6C4 into 7C6 into 2C1. Okay, this is a case 2. What is the case 3? Now in case 3, I am taking 4 bowlers, 5 batsmen, but I am taking 2 wicket keepers. Okay, that means 2C2. Okay, this is the condition. Okay, this is the condition. You can think that this is weird that we are just taking 2 wicket keepers, but this is the condition. Okay, so to find the possible number of ways, it is the total number of ways to form a team of 11 players. So you have to just add this 3. Okay, so if we add this one, you will get like this, that is actually what 6C, that is we have got 6C5 into 7C5 into 2C1 plus 6C4 into 7C6 into 2C1 plus 6C4 into 7C5 plus 2C2. Okay, now if you solve this, now you will get this one, that is 252 plus 210 plus 25. You can check the calculation. So it is coming as 777, that is 777, that is 777. This is the final answer. Okay, you can check the calculation. It is coming 777. Okay, so this is the total number of ways to form the team of 11 players, having at least 4 bowlers, 5 batsmen, and 1 wicket keeper. Okay, so I think I'm clear with this sum. Okay, the simple sum from PNC. Now we come to our last question. In the last question, it is given that a function. This is a very simple question. There is no need to do anything extra. So in this question, it is given fx is given a plus box of -6 when x is varying from 0 to 1. Okay, next 2x minus b when x is from 1 to infinity, and it is given x square minus 1 when x is from -infinity to 0. Okay, it is given on R. That means here we have to find a plus b, a value of a plus b, if fx is continuous on R. Okay, this is the question given. Now this actually what this boxes is just the greatest integer function GIF. Okay, so this is GIF function. Now you see that if we want to check the continuity of this function, that means we know that this function is continuous on R. That means we can write that fx is continuous at x equal to 1. So we know this one. So we will check the continuity of this function. That means we will just equate LHL equal to RHL equal to functional value. So here we can write that a plus box of minus x equal to this 2x minus b. Now we will not write in this way. Now you see, when LHL we consider, when LHL, see this is box x. Now when LHL means 1, it is just less than 1. So when less than 1, I am considering suppose 0.999 this point. So when, that means when x is like this one, okay, x equal to suppose this one. Now when x is this, then minus x will be what? This one, minus 0.999. Now what is, if this x is minus 0.999, so what will be the value of box of minus x? It will be box of minus 0.999. Now box of minus 0.999 means 1, that means minus 1. Okay, it is minus 1. So we can write this one as a plus of minus 1. Okay, equal to what? Equal to RHL. RHL means greater than 1. That means this function we will take. In LHL we have considered this. In RHL we will consider this function. Okay. So in RHL we will get just 2 minus b we will get. Okay. Since it is greater than 1. So if we want to check that limit extends to 1 plus 2x minus b, so it will give me 2 minus b. So from this we will get a plus b. Nothing to do anymore. This function is given without any cause. That means here we have to don't apply anything. Okay. So from this we will get the value. That is a minus 1. We are getting a minus 1. We are getting equal to 2 minus b. So from this we will get a plus b equal to 2 plus 1. That is equal to 3. So we have got that required answer. This is a simple question given in JEE. That is, required value of a plus b is what? 3. So this is our final answer. Okay, this is a very simple question. Okay, just we have to calculate LHL, RHL, and we have to equate this one, and we have got a plus b. Okay, so this was today's session. So I think I am clear with all the sums. We have understood all the problems. Okay, so this was some of the memory based solutions that JEE Mains asked you in the exam. Okay, so I think all of you have understood, and you can practice these sums for your better understanding. And those who are giving the exam in shift 2 and shift 3 obviously, and in the other days, you can see this. Okay, so I think all of you have liked the video, and please share it among your friends and subscribe to our channel Helm of Science for more of such videos. Okay, so until then, keep studying hard and stay safe. Thank you so much for watching.